the cheapest E46 M3 off of Marketplace like 3 years ago or something, and now this has become my new obsession and my lifelong Club Sport project. Because I will make like a Club Sport version of this car. I know y'all will probably say, no, keep it OEM plus. No, maybe, no. I don't know. I like the car though. I have an obsession with this car beyond this world. I love it. And now let me tell you guys why you should love it as well. Or maybe totally hate it. It's up to you. Are we still loving the mics? Or are we kind of hating? The quality is so bad. I know. I'm gonna order new ones pretty soon. Rage bait? I know. Y'all hate me. When I tell you guys latest obsession, you might think I'm kidding. I'm not. I have everything about this car. I even painted something myself. I should get into painting because this ain't bad. It's really nice. Just something I'm really proud of. Now we have the little Hot Wheels of whatever. And a GTR version of Mini Champs. Wow. I have more, but that's gonna stay at home. Hello? That's crazy. I did one of these videos about my E46 M3, but like way back. I'm just gonna insert it here. It doesn't sound so bad if you ask me. Starting off with what I think is so absolutely great about this car. I was just such a little baby. So now we are 2 years later, and we're gonna have a new, more detailed, more fun video to watch about my bank account on wheels. I mean, you have to kind of see it like a park investment, you know? It's all my cars, they just parked investment. You would be surprised on how much that actually eases the pain. As many of y'all know, I am 21 from 2004, the 15th of December. But that also means that a lot of you are thinking, Anke, how in this world were you able to afford that car at 18 or 19 years old? And I must admit, that is crazy. I mean, I kind of bought the car without even having a driver's license. So I went to the garage and he asked me like, you can have a test drive, you can do whatever. And I was like, I can't. I have no driver's license. So somebody else had to drive the car and tell me if this car was okay. He said it was. So I kind of bought the car. Well, that doesn't quite answer how did I afford the car. To be honest, this is not a car of the bank. I don't know how I actually did it. I was bored on a random Sunday and I saw the night before Adam LZ's video about a Laguna Seca E46 M3.
E46 M3 things! It was a decent deal. It's a Laguna Seca Blue 2002 E46 M3.
I don't like the normal E46s, but I kind of like the E46 M3s. And you know, we were scrolling on a random Sunday on Marketplace and we saw white What? Hello? And we saw a white E46 M3 for sale. What else do you have to do on a random Sunday? So I kind of like sent a message to the garage if I could come and take a look. And I went there and I think not even half an hour later, I was like, yeah, let me buy this car. At that time, it was like 27,000 for this car, which is quite reasonable, but I'll go more into detail about that later on. So till this day, 3 years later, this is still the most impulsive purchase I ever made. But it is also the purchase I never ever regretted, even one day in my life. The value of cars like these are still going up. It's just my bank account kind of going down. Whatever. It's okay, I guess. You know, the money is out of my pocket, but it's still worth more in this car than if it would be straight up. Oh, Yalo! Then it would be straight up on my bank account. Like, this is keeping value, this is going up. Great investment. Most people buy a car like this, like an E46 M3, an E92 M3, an E60 M5 with the V10, and think the biggest money is spent with buying the car, which is absolutely true. You know that the biggest money is spending. Maybe in the long term it might be not, but maintaining a car is so important, adds so much value, and is not cheap. So you really have to dig into that before buying the car, which I didn't do. But as my information to you, you should. Before you buy an M car, before you buy whatever, please do some research. But for the E46 M3, a few things just have to be done. No discussion possible. Well, let me start off with number one. If you buy this car and you have no receipts whatsoever from the subframe, from the engine, rod bearings, vanos, it's really important you go ahead and check on them. If you can't do it yourself, please let your garage do it, or study something so you can do it yourself, because the garage is not cheap. But they are quite known for vanos failure. Rod bearings are a big one on this, because in this car they were already in copper. Yeah, I had no history about this car as well. That's why I paid the price so low. And if I have no history about the car, I get kind of like paranoia. I have to open up my engines. I have to. If you want to check up everything I did on this car, I have a whole series on YouTube on rebuilding my S54, on rebuilding my S2000, VTEC engine, everything. If you want to see more about me, you can. I am so sorry. Why is nobody telling me I look like a fucking egg? I look bald. What the fuck? Now, what is that going to cost you? Rod bearings, I did myself. They were actually not that expensive to buy, but it's quite expensive to install them. So if you want to let somebody else install them, you're gonna have to count on 1,300 euros. Here in Belgium, at least, I'm calculating Belgian prices. I have the ACL racing bearings as well, main bearings and rod bearings. I was in the engine anyway, so I switched to both. I reinforced my vanos, so that was, in parts, I think 3, 4, maybe 500 euros. I don't know, I got everything from vanosrepair.nl, so if you're still looking for parts, you can check them out. And I do indeed a lot of stuff myself, but my subframe I didn't do because I just wanted it to be good and never look at it again. So reinforcing my subframe was around 2,500 euros. So that comes of a total of, I don't know, I'll calculate it now. And that also brings us to the weak spots of the car. So you know now the subframe, the vanos, the rod bearings, those are like the big three. You have to do those non-negotiables. You have to do it. You just have to. Keep in mind, you have a very fragile engine as well. We have 8-9k RPM cluster, so use it, please. This is a high revving engine. You have to use your RPMs, because it won't do the car any good if you just drive it slow to the supermarket and back. Just use those RPMs. I'll beg you. As this is an older car, this one, for example, is from 2004. Look at rust spots. Just check if there's any rust, any weak spots for rust, any spots including rust. Like, for example, I have a little bit of rust in between my rear lights right here, but this is just the smallest thing. Behind the trims, they're quite known. I will have to look at that. My car is actually really good on terms of rust, but I know other E46s or E46 M3s even that are quite far. And one thing you definitely have to know is how bad these brakes are. This car, y'all, these brakes, they're worth nothing. You have to switch up the brakes. Maybe steel brake lines. I have M4 calipers, discs and brakes on the rear. It's not that good as well. It's the rear. Like, you have to upgrade your fronts at first, because you have more impact of that. I didn't do that. I don't know why. I'm still learning, you know. I'm still learning. But don't think, oh, this is an M3. This will have good brakes. It won't. Just trust me. You may not have faith in the brakes. Just don't. If we take an all-around look at don't mind the rims though, but if we take an all-around look at this car, we have an S54 B32 with 6 cylinders, 343 horsepower, and I think around 360 newton meters, maybe? I think it's something around that, but my car has 360 horsepower and 371 newton meters, which is a little bit better. You feel it, but it's 2004, y'all. I know the newest M4 is faster. I don't care. This drives nicer. They have made these cars from the year 2000 to around 2006. This is 2004, so the same year as me, which is the best. I think you even have like facelift and pre-facelift. One version also has like the better engine and like quite a few upgrades on the flaws they previously had. I think 2000, 2001 or something. I'll look it up, I'll let you know. It's a short chassis, goes to 1 to 100 kilometers an hour in like 5.2 seconds. Maybe we will have to test that. Okay, from 1 to 100. Yeah. Yeah. How fast is that? It's not 100% hot, the engine, so I do not want to redline it. I can drive this car woo, from hours and hours on end, and I will never get bored of it. Woo. The exhaust sounds changes once you hit 5,000 RPM, because when you start the car, you're like, mwah. But once it goes into RPMs, that's insane. That's nice. And I know it has this raspy sound, kind of like metal sound. A lot of people love that. A lot of people don't love that. I personally... what's that? I personally wasn't really a fan of that at first, but now that I have the driving experience, the experience with the car, I own the car, I love it. I'm a fan, y'all. I don't want to get any loud. Oh, it's okay. I don't want to get any louder because the car is still not cold, but kind of, but these are all gone, so it's kind of okay. Normally you have really heavy seats, but they are electrical and memory seats, so that's actually quite impressive from a car from 2000 to 2006. As you can see, I didn't quite like them. Of course, you have a strut bar. They come on 18-inch wheels. These are the OEM wheels that came with the car, and these are wheels I bought. These are Racing Division style Pista, and why do I have two different wheels? Because I know that looks goofy. Well, as I told you that my brakes are really bad and I switched up my rear brakes, I have an issue with the fitment of my wheels. Like, they don't fit anymore, like at all. My rear brakes with the OEM rims, it doesn't go hand in hand. It just doesn't fit. So now I have my rear rims other than my front rims, but I have ordered new ones. Kind of like the BBS E48 style, but that was out of budget, so I ordered something else that kind of looks like it. I will once have the BBS. I like them, but they only arrive like mid-August, so that's why I'm driving around like this now. And I bought it with LED rear lights, but normally this is not stock. No, not normally, this is not stock. You can have a lot of different options in this car. The heated seats were available, sunroof was available. You have a rear sun blindness wiping. How does that? What's the name of that? I don't know. Of course, you have traction. This is for your Harman and Kardon sound. Tires. This is the sun blinding thing. Sport. We have a sport button. This is not the full option. That's okay. I want a carbon roof anyway. But I do have the Harman Kardon speakers. The sound is so bad. Listen. Did I break something? Okay, something not good. Anyway, so yeah, for these type of speakers, the sound, it's not that good. Mine is a 6-speed manual, but they come in SMG as well. But the SMGs, those are like semi-automatic, but those are also the ones with the most issues, heat problems, the gears that don't match correctly, there's lag on them. I wouldn't recommend buying one and like SMG, but manual's pretty nice. You can rev match, heel toe, you can do it all in this car. It's insane. And the difference between sport and normal, that's enough. The response on your gas pedal it's nice. We have a hydraulic steering wheel, which makes the driving experience a bit nicer. If you want the experience to be even better, you can insert like a purple tag or a yellow tag. Driving steering lat, I think the name is. So that means that you can drive like more or less circles. It's shorter. It drives more like a go-kart. You have the function where you can talk without having your phone. Volume up or down on the speakers. We have cruise control. I don't know what this is, but we have it. They do have the xenon headlights. I completely separated my engine. I looked at everything. Of course, I didn't do it alone. I had some help, and I really appreciate the chances I get on learning stuff that's outside of school. I'm really grateful for every opportunity I get. I even did the clearance with the main bearings and the rod bearings. I separated everything already, apart from like my clutch. But as I said, if you want to follow that up, I have a whole series on my YouTube channel. It's more of like the beginning of my YouTube channel, but it's nice to look at. It's cool to look at for myself, to know how far I've already come with this car and how far we're still gonna go, because I ain't done. No. And then I still haven't talked about upgrades. You can do a lot of upgrades on a car like this. You have seen my Ricardo pole positions by now. Those were like around 2,700 if I'm not wrong. I think it's around something like that. My wheels were around 2,000. I removed the whole rear seat because there is gonna come a full rear seat delete and Alcantara with a roll cage in white. That was around 5,000. I have a carbon hood with like the vents. It's still with the painter, but that's around 1,700 without the paint job, which was done very, very badly. So now it's with somebody else who's gonna do the paint job a lot better. I hope. I would maybe like a different rear bumper with the vents, but I'm not quite sure. Obviously, we need the carbon CSL trunk from Carbonius. We need the carbon roof. If it allows me to, I want to do this myself. I don't know if I should though. Should I? I'm gonna have Alcantara trims right here with Cine tuning. As for my armrest, that's gonna be around 550, I think. And then the steering wheel, I'm gonna do something with that as well. Maybe 300, something around that. We need all these blemishes to be gone. I don't know what the price will be for that. Of course, we cannot miss out on a carbon airbox. This is so goddamn expensive. I don't have it, but I will buy it. But it's gonna be so goddamn expensive. I think it's gonna be 2,500 to 3,500 euros. I need a different ratio in my differential from 3.61 to 3.91. You can also have like 4.10, but that's like more of like race, and 3.91 is still in between race and street. These rear brake discs and calipers I bought off of Marketplace for 500, and then with everything in total with the garage, because they installed them, because they needed some adjustments I didn't have any knowledge of, it's around 800 euros. And the list goes on and on and on and on. Suspension. I need suspension, but that's expensive as well. I still haven't figured out which one I would actually want, but the list goes on, and I will never fully be satisfied with the car. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love it the way it is. I wouldn't trade this for anything. If you can tell on my channel, I have driven Lamborghinis, I have driven Porsches, other M cars. I've been a passenger in a lot of cars, but nothing, I'm not saying those are as fast as this car, because I know they are not, but nothing drives like an E46 M3. It feels so raw, it feels so right, so correct, so pure, especially in a manual. But I don't know, I don't think I haven't still found anything yet that compares to the E46 M3 as in a passenger, as behind the steering wheel. It's so unique. It's a pearl. It's a pearl in the collection. And they also say this is 54B32 is the best 6-cylinder engine of BMW, or maybe in general, I don't know, ever made. That sounds like even if it's not true, a lot of people are saying that. I think that already itself is already kind of like an accomplishment. If we look at today's price market of this car, the prices are ridiculous. I bought this car 3 years ago for 27,000, not in the original color. I don't care. For 27,000 euros. The prices today, I have seen even convertibles at the garage, maybe with not the highest mileage, but for 84,000. Are you out of your mind? My goddamn business. No, that's not even considerable. I know the prices in England are a lot lower, and in other countries they are a lot lower, but in Belgium it's insane. I think you cannot find a proper E46 M3 today, manual, with quite low mileage for 27,000. You cannot find that today anymore. If you find one, show me. I'll buy it. But yeah, it's getting so bad. Like, this is ridiculous. Still, I would buy one though. No, I wouldn't buy one. If you pay 50,000 for a car like this, I wouldn't buy it. I would import it from some country, but I wouldn't pay 50,000. I'm not gonna say if it's fully built out the way that I wanted it, I would pay more. If I still have to start a project I have in my mind, never. I would never buy. Oh yeah, and one thing, you can immediately recognize the M3, obviously on the M3 badge on the rear. If it's a coupe, the widened rear and front fenders, the grills we have, the rounded mirrors, and the power bulge in the middle of the hood. Just look at this car and tell me that this is not a masterpiece. That's my car, y'all. Sometimes I forget about that. That's my car. This is my daily driven car. Not exotic, but this is my daily car. I am so sorry for the wind, but this is what my mics are sounding like right now. Guys, I think the biggest purchase and the biggest money is spent. That's bad. I sit really close to my steering wheel, but that's because I'm only 1.60 meters, so I have to drive like this, otherwise I don't reach my pedals. It's kind of awkward, I know, but there's not much I can do about it. I hope y'all will hear me. We're gonna do a driving feel run. There is a lot of noise in the car because of my rear seat delete. You hear the gearbox, you hear my differential, you hear, I don't know what that is. You hear exhaust, bushings, you hear everything. The driving feel in this car with these seats, it's really nice. These seats are really comfortable. They are quite what the fuck? They are quite expensive, but they're worth the money. They are comfortable. I can drive hours in these seats without having any complaints of my back hurting or something else. I love them. Car is really stuck, is really attached to the road. See, you hear this? It's with accelerated. I don't know if you can tell, but it's loud. There's something ticking. I don't know what it is. This is in normal, so without sport. It's good. It feels really stable. Like you can really tell that this is a car. You drive the car doesn't drive for you. Like when I drove the Lamborghini or some other sports car or whatever. Yeah, the car. I shouldn't be here. I had to be there. Okay. The car really drives for you and it's nice, but I like this way more. I swear to y'all, the E46 M3, that's really on a different level. I love rev matching this car. I love everything about it, but I do not love traffic jam. Stupid bastard. Allee, doe een beetje voor die. There is a 50-50 weight distribution on this car, which makes even more like... Like, what else do you want? What do I have to say? Like, this car doesn't speak for itself. I always have a smile factor when I drive whatever car. And that means when I'm genuinely smiling, the car is worth it. When I'm not smiling, I'm sorry, it's not worth the money. But every time I get into this car, even when I'm in my feels and I just cruise around, I just drive, it's an every occasion car. Want to do the groceries? Sure, you can fit a lot of things in this car. This is the definition of a cool car. Look, it's nice if you don't have traffic jam. Oh my days. You have to rev match though. You have to rev match. That makes the manual so much nicer. This is cool. That's all I can say. If you want a cool car, you want to be the cool kid, E46 M3 shows you have taste, shows you have class, shows you have, not manners, shows you have taste and class. That's all you practically want, right? Now, should you buy this car? I would say if you have the financial abilities to, you definitely should, because there is no car that drives like this car. It's actually insane. And as I said, it's not the fastest, it's not the loudest, it's not whatever, it's not the most super car-y car, but it's so raw, it's so pure, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Now, with you knowing everything I said about this car, would you buy a car like this? And what is your opinion about it? Because I'm actually really curious what you think about the car. And if you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment something. Interact with my video. If you want to see everything else happening with the E46 M3 and the build I'm gonna make out of it. Because a lot of people build an E46 M3, but they don't have like the right taste in it. Don't bash me though. I know exactly what I want and I know exactly how I want to build this car, and that's gonna be insane. So please stay tuned for all of that, because I would be more than happy to share that with y'all and to hope to be seeing you in my next video. And with all that being said, see the tuning out. Ciao!